Hello, hello, welcome back. Here we go. Metal Gear Solid 1. The game in the series that put the franchise back onto the map after years of dormancy. For a very long time, Metal Gear was only the Nintendo game and the sequel outside of Japan. In Japan, it had the two MSX games. And then Metal Gear Solid is one of the most well-known killer apps for PlayStation. It stayed on PlayStation for years. Both the first title and the franchise until around the GameCube era, when a remake of Metal Gear Solid 1 was done on the GameCube. Other than that, it existed as just a PlayStation exclusive title, kind of like how Metal Gear Solid 4 right now is in Sony jail. It also had multiple versions. Oh no! So this is the original Western version, which is probably the one that almost every Metal Gear Solid player outside of Japan has ever played. Then you got VR missions, which was originally the bonus VR mission disc released with Integral, that was later released separately as its own game. Then we have special missions, which apparently is I think it's just the VR missions in Europe. And then we have Integral, which is something that was only Japan only, but it had extra stuff on it. Honestly, we could play any of these. Story-wise, only Solid and Integral actually are story. The rest are just, for fun stuff. Edit, save, but what is this? Wait. Oh! I bet we could take our completion data from Metal Gear Solid, the base game, over to it. Interesting. And this is solely for the Mantis scene. When you encounter Mantis inside, before its boss fight. And these are all the titles that apparently it actually responded to. Okay, so this is the Japanese only one. Wow, crazy. Well, I was trying to read that. Controls are slightly reversed versus the other games, unfortunately. Oh, we have to use the sticks. Just the one on the website only, yeah. There's really not that much here, in terms of mechanics and everything. Later entries in the timeline, both release order and story order, have way more mechanical depth than this one. In many ways, Solid 1 was minimal, but at the same time, it was crazy in depth. From my understanding, Integral is best if you want to get if you want to achieve the big boss achievement. Because apparently it only has the one difficulty, which makes it very easy to get it. We're going to be playing, the version everybody knows. Wow, just like I remember it back in the day. Interesting, we could put Suikoden 2 in the other one. But I know, Suikoden may not have been released in the West. May have been in Europe, and no, that can't be right. We're just gonna put in random stuff. See what stayed. Okay, good. All right, here we go. God, take me back in time to when I was a kid.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by next-generation special forces, being led by members of Foxhound. They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon. You'll have two mission objectives. First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the president of Armstech, Kenneth Baker. Both are being held as hostages. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike, and stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
And then?
We'll launch a one-man SDV. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim. High-Tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter. And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
The man with the same codename as you. The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes. This is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
God. I'm just seeing if it even shows up. It doesn't for me. I probably have it turned off in Steam itself. Hmm. So you get, the VR missions in the original Metal Gear Solid 1 are kind of bare bone. You're intended, if you wanted to do VR missions, you had to have the VR mission disc, which came with Integral, or, as we talked about a few minutes ago, yeah. There's only 10 missions in this one. And achievement for clearing a VR mission. And notice the music being played in it. Like I said, it's a remix of the theme of Terra. I talked about this back in Metal Gear 1, that they remade the infiltration music there for this game. And Integral actually has more remixes of previous Metal Gear titles. Let's see, which way are you going to go? So the entire point of the VR missions is it's brilliant because it's basically teaching the player about certain concepts in the game. If they just rush into the game, they may not understand. There's the way that Konami intended, which was to crawl there, and then there's the way I intended. Caveman Rush. Ah! Okay, so we moved a little too early. That one's actually not... That one's easy if you can bait them away from there. See? Oh! I moved up a little too close, but it should be possible to bait the first one away and then... Because I remember correctly, that's the quick way to do it. Yep, see?
Impressive, Snake.
Ah! Moved up a little too close. Yeah, watch out for those. The cameras and the spotlights. Ah! Yeah, we should have rushed. Okay. That's on me. I haven't done this in at least 15 years. I think honestly, the last time I played this was back before Metal Gear Solid 8. Yeah, sorry. MGS4 came out, and I think I did a replay of all the core games at the point. The ones I had it were which was 1, 2, 3. And that was then played the I think Metal Gear 1 Nintendo version. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, there's time attack mode, and then there's weapon mode. Oh, I think I remember. You had to straight up hard rush them in order to get that, beat the time limit. See?
Excellent, Snake. Excellent, Snake.
I don't remember how to do that one quick. 1 second over. I think it's just caveman rush, throw both of them. All right. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so we messed that up. Hmm. You could get within the very edge of the cone and not get tagged. Hmm. So, sure, didn't we just do that way? Might be missing something. May just have to wait a few seconds for one of them to get closer, then pop them. I don't really remember that one at all for a time attack. Ah, I was trying to. Oh well, maybe we had to go around the edge. You see which way he goes for that.
Impressive, Snake.
30 seconds over. Well, 30 half seconds. In the time attack, they changed it around, as you can see, so it's a little bit harder.
Impressive, Snake.
Ah! Yeah, I think we just have to straight crawl that one because we cannot rush it. There's too many there. Well, let's try that, actually. Ah! Okay, yeah. The coverage feels too high. Just crawl.
Good work. You're as good as they said.
Ah, we got too close again. Okay. Ah! Okay, so we have to get over there, throw, and then, get him to follow the track so we can get there safely. Or we could just do that.
Good work. You're as good as they said.
Ah! Okay, so we almost had that, I think. That's a tough one there. Fortunately, the ones in the early, well, I should say, hold on. The ones in the Metal Gear Solid 1 disc were very much easier than the other ones. Just looking to get the clear. Okay, restart it. I do not know which way to go. It's so long since I do these. Okay, we have to be very quick to get over there. We can just take him down if we, we have to move very quickly, otherwise he does not look away for long. Oh, crap. Attacked the wrong guard. Okay, I'm just too slow at moving. I'm not sure I can get over there in time. What? All right. Okay, I think we've waited. If we somehow waited like 1/2 second, he would have turned in time. Not the cleanest solution, but hey, we got it. Oh, wow. What got us? I think it was a spotlight, but I don't think it was near us, was it? Yep, spotlight. Okay, now I see. That didn't just jumped right on us. Ah! Okay, so we had to go to the right instead of the left. The left was the easy path on regular sneaking mode. And that's the clear path. There's way better ways to do it. Wow. Yeah, gun shooting is the last mode. Basically, it's all those, again, survival missions, all of them at once. And I don't think I want to do a survival mission.
Impressive, Snake.
Hmm. You know, you can run and shoot at the same time in Metal Gear Solid 1. That's the key to beating some of these. Ah! Of course, actually lining up the shot. You can't use first-person mode like in Solid 2 and 3. Well, you can, but not in this version anyway. Ah! Can't remember if you shoot them or not. You can stun. You can drop their vision. I think so. Now, I forgot the equip and unequip work differently in the first game. Here I am thinking it's like 3. It's that run and shoot I was talking about. You can run, well, weapon out. Ah. You know, basically, wherever the laser is aiming at with the SOCOM, it will hit. Sometimes, however, you can get stuff like that. Ah, I need him to come further out first.
Good work. You're as good as they said.
Gotta be real economical with your ammo in this one, because each bullet gives you extra time reduction.
Good work. You're as good as they said.
And I'm still having way too much, gun spam from the previous games. You need trigger discipline in this one. So where you going, bud?
Good work. You're as good as they said.
Okay, so we need to clear a path. No problem.
Excellent, Snake.
Impressive, Snake.
So gun mode is the fun one. Okay, so that one messed up. Wait, I thought there was only 3. The 4th one spawned and I didn't see it? Oh, 4th one up top. So you gotta be quick. Oh! You know, unfortunately in 2 and 4 you get to destroy the camera, so yeah. Those annoying bastards get dealt with later on in the series. I'm glad they weren't in 3. You know, thanks to the way the controls worked in the PlayStation, the original game, you can just auto aim with certain, things like that. Woo. What? Oh, okay, so yeah, alright. I understand why we messed that one up. Okay, we're on the very edge, so we can't be on that edge. That was a wash anyway. Wish we could see the layout of the cameras and such. That would help so much. Ah! So we should, if we moved to the left a bit, we would have got that. We better get him, then move up once the camera passed. That was honestly a wash. We need to be able to get that guy without burning extra ammo. So it's just unfortunate. Ooh. Almost got us. There's another one. Wait. Hey, where's this last one? Ah. Yeah, I don't want to do survival mission. Annoying mission. That's annoying mode. Alright, time for the game proper. Oh, restart special. Okay. So there's VR training, and there's special and briefing. Briefing is basically a much longer cutscene of Snake's briefing of the mission. We only got the you only heard the summary.
Been a long time.
Well, I guess the abridged version in the opening cutscene.
Colonel.
That's no way to greet an old war buddy, Snake.
What do you want from me?
I just invited you here so we could have a talk.
Invited? That's what you call sending armed soldiers after me?
Sorry if they were a little rough with you. But we've got a serious situation here. Only you can get us out of it.
I'm retired from Foxhound. You're not my commander anymore, and I don't have to take orders from you or anyone else.
You will take these orders. I know it.
Excuse me.
Who's this?
Dr. Naomi Hunter. She's chief of Foxhound's medical staff and an expert in gene therapy.
Are you military?
No, civilian. I've been sent here from ATGC. Pleasure to meet you, Snake. Don't worry, this injection won't hurt a bit.
What's the shot for?
What's wrong? You don't like shots?
Snake, listen up. It all went down 5 hours ago. Heavily armed soldiers occupied Shadow Moses Island, a remote island off the coast of Alaska.
What soldiers?
Next Generation Special Forces, led by members of Unit Foxhound. They've presented Washington with a single demand, and they say that if it isn't met, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
A nuclear weapon?
I'm afraid so. You see, the island is the site of a secret nuclear weapons disposal facility.
Foxhound hijacking a nuclear weapon?
Now you understand how serious the situation is. You'll have 2 mission objectives. First, you're to rescue the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, and the president of Arms Tech, Kenneth Baker. They're both being held as hostages.
Those are some heavy-duty hostages.
Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to launch a nuclear strike, and stop them if they do. Any questions, Snake?
Questions? I haven't even said whether I'd accept this mission.
Well, you can make up your mind after you hear more about the situation.
So this is how it works. You basically get to pick stuff in things will unlock over time. Well, if you watch every single video, I think you just have to unlock everything and watch it, but not actually fully watch it. You get a bonus video. So let's see if that actually works.
Colonel, I don't work...
Okay, so we're going to try that and see what works. Oh! Why did that take us all the way out? I think it was supposed to just take us back to... Well, let's see if we can skip it.
Tell me about...
You can also mess around with the camera too to get a full screenshot.
Who are you speaking for?
It looks like he's bare-ass naked, but if I remember correctly, he was always in his underwear in this one.
The President of the United States.
Which means that the president must be meeting with his top aides in the map room about now, huh?
No, at this point they're still video conferencing with each other.
If that's a real nuclear warhead, shouldn't they issue a COG?
Not yet. The Secretary of Defense has operational control and is fully aware of the situation. After you infiltrate, if you determine they possess nuclear launch capabilities, a COG will be issued.
Well, if they haven't relocated to the nuclear shelter under Mount Washington, I suppose there isn't that much reason to worry yet. Is the National Security Agency in on this?
Yes. So is the DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency.
The DIA? I'm starting to get a bad feeling about this.
They'll be sending us some support.
He was right!
We need a nuclear weapons specialist.
Of course. A nuclear weapons specialist has already been assigned to us.
But apparently if you all tab out, it's going to do that. Okay, and you have to fully watch it in order to get considered watched. So yeah, but you do get a special cutscene for watching every single one. It's Snake cutting his hair and asking for hair dye so he doesn't get confused for liquid, which comes up very funnily both in this game and VR missions. All right, so get back to full screen. Yeah, unlike the Solid 3 and Metal Gear 1 and 2, it just seems like Metal Gear Solid 1 does not like alt tabbing out too much. This is what I was looking for. So this, was served a dual purpose. One, it decanonized Snake's Revenge. Well, Snake's Revenge wasn't canon to begin with, I think, but Metal Gear 2 was made in response to it. It was considered not a good, Metal Gear game, if I remember right, by Kojima himself. And the other purpose is to tell the player Snake's story up to this point. And a similar thing shows up in Metal Gear Solid 2, but it only covers the events of 1. And here you can see something interesting. First off, there's translation errors. They kept the original translation errors, and there's going to be some plot holes and such that are retconned out later in later titles. But take a look at the background. That logo did not enter the game's display until Metal Gear 2. And this is a pretty decent summary of Metal Gear 1's MSX's events. And notice that there are typographical errors. This was like this in the original. As we know later, he was actually called Dr. Madnar, not Dr. Petrovich, and Ellen was spelled with 2 L's. And once again, we know, years ago, it was, back when this came out, it was Big Boss, and he comes back into Metal Gear 2. But years later, we know it's actually Venom Snake in the first one. Hmm. Remember correctly, there was something about this. Oh yeah, remember correctly. This is different from the intro to Metal Gear 2 because Metal Gear 2 was done before the Soviet Union fell. So they treated it as the Soviets were still around. Here, it's correctly the the CIS Army. Oh no, if I'm correct, wait, was it CIS? No, I think at this point it would World War wise, since this came out in '98, it would have been the Russian Federation. Ah, and here is one of the legendary typos. It's translating off the original stuff, I think. So instead of Holly, it's Hori because of the way L's and R's are spoken in Japanese language. So you might see L's that come out as R's instead. Hence this. So this is one of the errors that they preserved. I'm okay with them keeping that. Yeah, sure, they could have fixed it, but again, isn't this just supposed to be a straight port? See, that's what I was talking about during Metal Gear 2. She was called Natasha originally, but in the retranslation, she was changed to Gustava. Let's see. One more check. No, was she part of that? I don't think that. I think that's another one that they changed out. That she was not part of the Czech secret police. Also, international secret police. That's isn't that kind of just strange a concept? And this is actually kind of accurate to Gray Fox told him to leave and to go home. Yeah, and see this is what we saw not that long ago. And this is what I was talking about in the previous session. The minefield duo. Duo. Sorry, duo. Yeah. I don't know why I was saying duo. I was saying duo. The fight. This is one of the most pivotal moments in Snake's history. He's talked about it in this game via previous operations. It's talked about in dialogue later in the game. And I think it's talked about back in, and finally in Solid 4. I can't remember, though. And again, this is actually not that far from what we saw. Big Boss's speech was basically saying, basically showing how he turned into creating the opposite of what the boss wanted. The boss wanted a world where soldiers didn't need to exist anymore, whereas the Big Boss wants a world where only soldiers can exist. Yep, and this is pretty much what we saw. He ditched him at the end. What's interesting here is at some point or another, Snake was told by him that he was his son, but we didn't see that in dialogue in the previous game. Yet at some point or another, he knew, and he still and he's even brought up that he knew he was his father, and he still killed him. So yeah, something's off. Because I don't remember the point where I was sure it's shown on screen. Alright, now we can finally get into the game proper. Also, you can't do extreme till you clear the game once. So yeah. Radar off is actually not that hard there's two ways to mitigate radar off. One, know the layout pretty well and pretty much be willing to kill like crazy. Because when you're doing hard mode and you have no radar, it's much easier just to straight up kill and keep the guards from respawning than it is to try to stealth around them. The other way to mitigate is once you've cleared hard mode, just submit and get the stealth bandit camo. The stealth camo by far is hyper broken in this game. They nerfed it in Solid 2 and 3 and 4, but here it is busted beyond belief. Oh. So yeah, that's something to know. And achievement for starting a new game. But yeah. Stealth camo in this game is hilariously busted. It works against everything except bosses and story alerts. Oh, and take a note of the names. These are not the people that actually these are not the real names. There's history behind that. There's actually a good reason why. So, you gotta remember this was made in the 1990s, the late 90s at that, where video game voice acting was becoming... Oh, and yeah, we saw it. We saw this quote somewhere. Wasn't it Metal Gear 1? Or was it a Solid 3? I think it was Solid 3, where we saw a similar quote. And I said, keep an eye out for that. Anyway, so, except for David Hayter, they all used pseudonyms because they did not know if SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, would approve of the project. Nowadays, that's not exactly a concern, but back in the 1990s and early 2000s, it absolutely was one because it was a new medium for the most part. Because this was the point where, the fifth generation... Yeah, fifth generation consoles came out, so you had CD quality audio and video, as well as stuff like FMVs and all that being pushed more. And it was becoming more and more of an industry standard, and so you had the PlayStation disc format, meaning you could have voice acting as a standard rather than a luxury. And this game is, for the most part, fully voiced. Oh, and fun fact, depending on which, if you're on a first or second run, the camera angle of Snake rising up will actually change. Also, note when you go underneath a, underneath an object, your radar will jam. Let's see.
Snake.
See. Could get another ration over there. You can't save in this area. Not that you should either. Or rather, you can't. You shouldn't need to be able to save it. Rather. In order to get past these DOT2, we're gonna throw one. We need to knock out one. Which way you looking, bud? Okay. So we pretty much have to wait for for it to come down. I think it takes about 2 or 3 minutes normally, real time. Ooh, that was close. Could have gotten spotted. There we go. Wow, I'm glad I moved. Ah, are you kidding me? We actually got that spotted? Nah, that feels cheap. I say reset it, because that was the easy one. Okay, so yeah, let's just reset and skip back. I feel like we got screwed. That's such an easy one to do. I don't know how we messed it up. Okay. Yeah, reset it. Just go back to the start. Fortunately, it takes no time to go past that. But I don't believe that.
This is Snake.
There is a fast forward button, but let's see. I don't. I know we could do it in other games, but why can't we do it here? Which way you going, buddy? What? He's yawning, but he sees us. Are you serious right now? I don't remember being that cheap. Alright. Yeah, it's not a big deal. That does feel just really whack, though.
This is Snake.
There is a fast forward button, but maybe it just didn't exist in the first game, but existed in later games. Because obviously we had it in 3, and it should be in 2. Because the codec in this area is not really that useful. Let's just not tempt fate. Alright, he's knocked out for a bit. Crap! By a bit, I mean 10 seconds. Holy. I know that the knockout used to last a lot longer than that. Am I, like, imagining things wrong? Am I remembering things here wrong? Because that doesn't seem normal. Notice we can only carry 2 rations. Like Metal Gear 1 and 2, your inventories are limited by rank. You get ranks every time you beat a boss. Let's carefully watch this guy. Aha! Watch the path. Watch the path. Ooh. Phew! Ha! See, that's easy to get past. I was just being a dumbass. In replays, it's easy to just pop the stealth camo and not give a damn. Fun fact, Metal Gear 1, Solid 1, Snake's face is an unlockable camo in Solid 4.
It's Snake. I'm in front of the disposal facility.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
Thanks to the VR training I did on board the Discovery.
He says this regardless of whether or not you do it, I believe.
Nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move.
Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy.
And I
Great.
think the dialogue may change if you get spotted on the way in.
Turned into a popsicle out there.
An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using it.
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh? By the way, how's the diversionary operation going?
2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way. The terrorist radar should have already picked them up.
Behind D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
I have no idea, but it looks like our little diversion got their attention. Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed. There are only 18 hours left until their deadline. You've got to hurry.
Wow, you must be crazy to fly a hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
Oh, sorry. I haven't introduced you to yet. This is Mei Ling. She was assigned to us as our visual and data processing specialist. She designed your codec, as well as your Soliton radar system. Contact her if you have any questions about either of them.
You know, as we've seen, Soliton is
It's an honor to
an
meet
improved
you.
version
I'm
of
delighted to
the
meet you.
transmitter system we saw in 2.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology to be so cute.
You're just flattering me.
No, I'm serious. Well, I know I won't be bored.
Now, something interesting about the codec is
I can't believe I'm being
it's.
found by
I
the
don't
same
think it's ever actually
recruiter.
established if it's just an audio link or audio and visual. The codec screens heavily imply it's visual, especially comments like that we just saw Snake hitting on her. Like, how would he know what she looks like and think she's cute if he couldn't actually see her? But, you know, codec is an interesting concept.
The red dots are your enemies.
I
and
think
the
by the
blue
time of
dots
2
are
and 4, it's
visual.
firmly established as visual.
Careful, Snake. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make sure you don't let them see you.
First, I want you to infiltrate the disposal site and look for the DARPA chief.
The DARPA chief was injected with the same GPS transmitting nanomachines as you.
He should appear on your radar as a green dot.
Get whatever information you can from him about the terrorists. If he's alive, that is.
Snake, your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it.
Yes, it gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance.
And this does get brought up later in the game.
Your movements by radar, so contact us by codec anytime you want.
Got it. I'll call if I'm feeling lonely.
Seriously, Snake, we're here to back you up, so call if you need some information or advice.
And, you know, after, you know,
In charge of your mission.
the reason why Snake comes off kind of like a smartass in this game is because after 1 and 2, he's kind of earned it.
0.96.
But this game and 2, you know, Solid 2 really establish why he gets more cynical over the years
Except for your
and more snarky.
you're naked.
With 4 pretty much being, I'm waiting to die, so who gives a shit?
Remember, first I'm strip searched by Dr. Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away. Imagine yourself.
It's interesting because there's nothing establishing he had weapons.
Peace, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me.
I'll hold you to that, Doctor. By the way, sorry to disappoint you, but I did manage to smuggle out my smokes.
How did you do that?
In my stomach. Thanks to the shot you gave me that suppressed my stomach acids.
Cigarettes? How are those going to help you?
You never know.
The funny thing is, they actually can help you here in a very specific spot.
If you want to get in,
But there's a better way around that very specific spot.
it's the fastest way, but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
I can't just knock on the door and ask them to let me in. There's one sentry on the left and one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
It's funny because they actually are using pharmacists and grenades.
What about the air duct near the door? There should also be a duct on the second floor.
So this is one of the big divergence points of the game, in the sense that the plot, the next area's cutscenes will differ depending on which way you go in.
I'll let you decide the best COA. I'm counting on you, Snake.
What is it, Snake?
I'm imagining there's like some kind of crazy ass echo there.
the Gaul said, the graveyards are full of indispensable men. Snake, you're all alone and surrounded by bad guys. Try to be careful and avoid getting into a fight.
So, from what I understand, this is actually a misquoting of De Gaulle.
You know all sorts of great quotes, don't you?
That someone may have said something similar, but it was not De Gaulle.
Guangdong, China. But I was born and raised in America. I've always liked reading literature from both sides. Kinda keeps me in touch. I'll share some more quotes with you if you like.
I'm looking forward to it. But
And she flirts back, by the way, if you haven't figured it out. Hence the winking.
Well, I'll think about it.
And the Easter egg you get with her is if you keep calling and not saving, she gets mad until you save. Then she resets.
This is Nastasha.
Sasha here gets much more important as the game goes on in the lore. Plus, she gets a decent lore dump in Solid 2. Okay, this frequency is not active yet. It becomes active in the next area. Alright, so let's take a look around. It's like old times. But we gotta wait for this to go through, because there's a specific spot where they separate long enough for us to go through. Yeah, right there. My core memories are unlocking.
surveillance.
Wait over here for it to go through, because I don't know where that other guard's at. Chaff is the best way to deal with them. When you get access to missiles later, you can't outright destroy them. Okay, he's all the way over there. And remember, you can only look at a certain point for, the radar. Right, it only covers a certain point. Basically, what you're seeing here. Only covers the immediate area. You don't have a long-range one like you do with the radar in Metal Gear 2. We gotta wait for that guard to move. We're just gonna stay hidden here. Which way is he going? We want to stay down here for now. Now, take note of, if an enemy is like this, where it's up top and they don't have a sight range, a sight cone, that means they cannot see you. The camera can't see us now, but he can if we go into his range.
That base must have some...
Easy peasy. Notice how it's similar to The Zanzibar building infiltration. This is what I was talking about last game. During the first session, they've used elements of Metal Gear 1 and 2, but more 2 than anything else to do the plot of Solid. Ah, here it is. Now it's active. So the ceiling, vent is the tougher infiltration, but there is, extra cutscene when we get to this point. See, this is where we get the extra cutscene.
I moved the DARPA chief to the cell in the first floor basement.
What about the vent shaft cleaning?
They just opened the vent covers. They're about to start spraying for rats.
First floor basement ventilation shaft.
And this is how you are normally would find out about that.
Also, keep your eye on that woman in the cell. Don't get careless now.
Woman in the cell?
Also, the continue and save points for Solid 1 are like 2 and 3, where it's the area you enter from. First is Metal Gear 1 and 2, where it was kind of vague where the hell the save points actually were. The continue points, rather. And if you need a ration, there's one over there, but most likely you are full up on ration.
Press the action.
Use the elevator.
And if you didn't get the shaft grenade outside, you have one now. Ah! Oh, shit. I was like, oh no, 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 no. Alright, so that was what I was talking about. The thermal goggles are, the SIGs do the same thing the thermal goggles do for lasers, but goggles in general, yeah. Also, note how different they are here versus how they are in Solid 3. Solid 3 shows different spectrums. Here, yeah. It's actually extremely useful in this game for thermal goggles. You don't have to deal with the battery nonsense of Solid, 3. And you see the doors, they tell you which cards you need. And you are going to want to come back later and get stuff in some of these areas. So, trick with the elevator. You do not have to actually wait. If you press it twice, it automatically summons.
Look at the radar.
You may be wondering, that's a level 6 door? Yeah. And you see the map, it's clearly lit up. This is somewhere we come into mid-game when we get the level 6 card normally. Another ration if you need one for some reason.
cold? I hate Alaska. Boy, oh boy, that woman is built all right.
1998, folks. And by the way, it's Johnny Sasaki. He becomes a recurring character. We saw his grandfather in 3, but he becomes more important in 2 and 4.
Is that a woman? Not.
Also, yeah. Also, there's an Easter egg. If you exit out of the fence and go back up, you can see her doing that in her underwear. Oh, didn't mean to call. See, if I remember correctly, her number was. Okay, I'm trying to remember the codec frequency for her was. Let me go look it up real quick. You can get one for Naomi in this. Talk to her directly. Let's see. Strange. Wiki doesn't list the frequencies. Let me see. Oh, here it is. It was lowered, much lower on the list. Okay. Oh, she's on the same one as Campbell. Oh, I thought she had a dedicated one. All right, all right. That was wrong. All right, all right. That's strange, though. I thought she did have a dedicated one. All right, so let's continue on. I really wish I knew why it acts so weird. All right.
Who's that?
I'm here.
Me, just a dude dropping in for the hell of it.
Donald Anderson, right?
You here to save me, huh? What's your outfit?
I'm the pawn they sent here to save your worthless butt.
Now, funny thing is, he's so self-aware at this point.
It's true. You don't look like one of them. In that case, hurry up and get me out of here.
Slow down. Don't worry. First, I want some information about the terrorists.
The terrorists?
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke?
What are you talking about?
The terrorists are threatening the White House. They say if they don't accede to their demands, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Sweet Jesus.
Is it possible?
It's possible. They could launch a nuke.
How do they plan to launch? I thought this place was just for keeping the dismantled warheads. They shouldn't have access to a missile.
What I'm about to tell you is classified information. Okay? We were conducting exercises with
Sorry.
A weapon that will change the world.
What?
A weapon with the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the Earth. A nuclear-equipped walking battle tank.
Dun dun dun.
Metal Gear. It can't be.
You knew? Metal Gear is one of the most secret black projects. How did you know that?
We've had a couple of run-ins in the past.
Reading chat. Yeah, actually, we did VR missions and went over the previous operations and most stuff. This is only about, I think, 15, 20 minutes in, despite what it says on the timer.
Project was scrapped.
Yeah, it might actually be just 30 minutes in. It's not very far in.
It's grown into a huge joint
Yeah, we had a couple hiccups at the dock area.
Exercise this raw data and then proceed to mass production.
Now, to people who are first timing this game, they wouldn't know why his Donald Anderson's reaction is so strange. That he did not know, that he's surprised that someone else knew about Metal Gear. But for someone who's like me, who's played this game countless times, as well as other games, there's a very good reason why. Because this isn't really Donald Anderson.
The warhead they plan to use with Rex. These guys are pros. They're all experienced in handling and equipping weapons.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?
So what's really interesting about this is, again, this is not really Donald Anderson, and another thing is, the real Donald Anderson would have known about Snake's history of Metal Gear.
Yes, of course, there is a PAL. It's set up so that you need to input 2 different passwords in order to launch the device.
There are 2 passwords?
Yes, Baker knows one, and I know one.
Baker, the president of Arms Tech.
That's right. Each of us needs to input our password, or there can be no launch. But they found out my password.
You talked?
Snitch.
Scientists can read people's minds. You can't resist.
Psycho Mantis.
One of the members of Foxhound. He has psychic powers.
This is bad.
It's just a matter of time before they get Baker's too.
Well, it's revealed very soon why this is another thing that you should be on a second playthrough.
Launch a nuke anytime.
You know something's up,
There is a way to stop the launch.
and I think it's actually exposed as why it's wrong.
They were designed by
Not in less than an hour from less than 10 minutes game time.
the passwords. You can just insert the card keys and engage the safety lock.
And if I do that?
Yes. You can stop the launch.
That card key.
So where are the keys?
Baker should have them. Listen, you need 3 card keys. There are 3 different slots to put them in. You need to insert a card into each one of them.
Okay, 3 card keys. Do you know where they might be keeping Baker?
Somewhere in the 2nd floor basement.
2nd floor basement?
I heard the guards say they moved him to an area that has a lot of electronic jamming.
Any other clues?
Yes, they cemented over the entrances, but didn't have enough time to paint them. Why don't you look for the areas where the walls are a different color? Here, take this. It's my ID card. It'll open any level 1 security door. It's called a PAN card. It works together with your body's own electrical field.
Personal area network, huh?
It transmits data using the salts in your body as the transmission medium. As you approach the door's security devices, they'll read the data stored in the card.
And the doors will open automatically. Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna get you out of here.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
You haven't heard any other way to disarm the PAL, have you? From your bosses or anyone?
No.
Again, this is another one of those things on a second playthrough. It's like, hey, wait a minute.
So does the White House plan to give in to the terrorists' demands?
That's their problem. It has nothing to do with my orders.
But what about the Pentagon?
Pentagon? What is it?
Hey, what happened?
If we had vibration activated, our control would be freaking the hell out right now.
Dead. Naomi, the chief. What happened?
I don't know.
It looked like a heart attack, but...
A heart attack? No.
Colonel, are you hiding something from me?
Absolutely not. Snake, you've got...
Oh, something I forgot to talk about with the briefing files is it's the only time until Solid 4 that we actually have any instance of Kimbo on screen. He's not mentioned. He's not around during the events of 1, Metal Gear 1, and he's only a voice on the radio in 2. And I can't remember if I think he appeared in Portable Ops, but that got made non-canon, so I don't remember if he showed up in Peace Walker. If he didn't, then he does not actually appear on screen until Solid 4, which is curious considering how important he is to the story of Meryl, Snake, and Foxhound. Like, why did he never get any on-screen time until 4? And yes, chat. Well, yeah. So if you look over here, you actually see her prepared ambush. Yep, see? It's like I guess something's wrong. Now, this actually changes a little if he didn't get the SOCOM or not.
So you killed the chief, you bastard.
And we got the SOCOM, so you'll see how it plays out normally. I don't know if there's a canon, one for it.
Don't move.
Also, that's what I was talking about with the briefing. Again, if you watch them all, he straight up says he doesn't want to be confused for the terrorist leader, hence why his hair has dyed and is cut short like that. Also, this is how it plays out if you have the SOCOM. If you don't have the SOCOM, then he grabs the barrel and dares her to shoot.
I told you I'm no rookie.
You're not one of them, are you?
Open that door. You've got a card, don't you?
Why?
So we can get the hell out of here.
This begs the question, why doesn't Johnny have, a card? Okay, read chat. Hang on a second. Let me read chat before we move on. Yes, he dyed his hair. It was actually a big thing in this game that he dyed his hair because if you look at the briefing files, he has the exact same hair color and style as Liquid. So he changed his hairstyle in order to avoid being detected. Confused for him. Here, Meryl does that anyway.
What are you waiting for? Shoot!
Don't talk to me like a rookie.
Reading chat. Yes, it's a secret scene in the briefing files. You have to watch every single one, otherwise you do not see it. And you can't just load and skip, back out. You have to watch them all. We didn't do that, but I did explain how it is. It's probably on YouTube, actually, the secret cutscene. Now, here is something interesting. This is the only point in the entire game you are forced to kill anybody other than bosses. If you just run around and spam stun grenades or something, Meryl will kill the rest of them. We probably want to keep that around. Yeah, see? They hit hard in this game, even on normal. We probably shouldn't screw around. It's the first run, so it doesn't matter much. We can avoid killing later. Okay, no, Chad, no, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm saying this is the only point in the game where the player is forced to kill anybody except bosses. But if you just wait after the first three, if you kill the first three, rather, you have to kill the first three. If you wait after that, Meryl will kill them. She'll hesitate at first, but then she'll start killing them. That's the only point in the game you are forced to kill anybody except bosses. Oh! Ah! I didn't have to rush it up. That sucks. That stinks. Oh well. We're not really going for a big rating anyway, And like I said, the continued points and everything, way better in this game. So if you're doing a clean save and you're not trying for Fox or Big Boss rating, just kill them. It's so much easier. But on a new game plus, it's much easier if you have the bandana because you can just spam stun grenades and let Meryl kill them. Reading chat, no, you can see them, but you got to deal with Meryl shooting at you too, because Meryl is full on friendly fire.
What are you waiting for? Shoot!
Don't talk to me like a rookie.
I'm telling you, shoot!
Okay, we don't have any grenades, so we can't do the same to them. Right, we don't have explosive grenades. We just have regular stuns. Now, neat trick you can do is shoot them about 2 times. They take about 3 bullets to drop, but you can shoot them twice and let Meryl do the rest. That doesn't count as a kill. See? It's a great way to speed it up a little bit. Also, this is one of the few forced encounters. Forced alerts.
Thanks for the help.
Wait! Who are you?
You fool! You've killed him! I'm sorry, sir. His mental shielding was very strong. I could not dive into his mind.
So, remember what I said a few minutes ago about the whole psychomedicine being wrong?
I have a good idea.
Yeah. This is why. He actually did have the shielding. So, it's very early on that the player is told something is not right. Jesus, laying down that suppressive fire like it's 40k.
Good girl. Just like that.
Out of context, that would be way creepier than it should have been.
Naomi, I just had some kind of hallucination. Is it from the nanomachines?
No, Snake. The nanomachines are functioning properly.
So what was it?
It must have been psychometric interference coming from Psycho Mantis, Foxhound's psychic. Think of it as a mental feedback loop.
So that was Mantis.
Okay, I'm pretty sure this is altered from the original PlayStation version. I remember he was ass naked back in the original. This is definitely an edit. I'm not mad about it, it's just I played the game so much I memorized it, okay? Barring very few things, I'm not going to have anywhere near as much trouble in this game as I did in Metal Gear 1 and 2 and 3. Solid 3, okay? But this is something I remember. They definitely changed that because he was bare ass naked before. Honestly, it's a change for the better. Like, Why would he be going commando in Alaska? He's lucky. He's lucky having diarrhea and the cold. And the cold is all he got. See, if I'm correct, there was nothing under here. Okay, yeah. We could go back and get that ration. Oh, that's right, we're full up. You know, the elevators in Salt are much, much better than 1 and 2. Here you can actually see what your destination is. Bonnie nades. Okay, this is in the room with lasers. Okay, we'll get an card upgrade soon. See, that's card 4. I don't remember what the context of what's behind there is. It may just be a shortcut back into the boss area because we are about to go up against the first boss of the game. You know, and even if you couldn't tell, that's how you can tell there's a false wall. So something to note about C4 in the game, this game is it will damage you. It's not like 1 and 2 where you can just point it and not care. It will hurt you in this game. You're given just enough C4 to get through here quick. You need to get this area. No, there's a second area you can go to. Now, notice you got a guy tied up in here. You can't actually shoot him, and it causes a game over. It's not something, unless you're particularly bloodthirsty, you probably wouldn't know anything about. Oh, back up. Alright, so that's a gun camera. Those things are crazy. But remember correctly, the reason to come back here later after you get card level 4 or 6 to get the camera. Oh, yeah, see, look at it. Back there. There's the door. That's the shortcut to that room. Alright, so set up ration, pistol, get ready for the first boss.
Am I too late? He's alive. You're the Arms Tech president, Kenneth Baker, right? Don't worry, I'm here to save you.
No, don't touch it.
C4. Right. Touch that wire, and the C4 will blow up along with the old man. So you're the one that the boss keeps talking about. And you? Special Operations Foxhound. Revolver Ocelot.
So, just like Solid 3, Snake's first boss is Ocelot. And here he's got his look, which we see the beginnings of in 5.
Now we'll see
Here it's fully complete.
live up to the legend. This is the greatest handgun ever made. The Colt Single Action Army.
And we see him actually get this all the way back in Solid 3.
Kill anything that moves. Now I'll show you why they call
You know, I should have been saying, you know, the game subtitle instead of saying like Solid 3 or something, because I keep getting myself confused. So back in Snake Eater, we saw him get the Single Action Army. So here's a fun little thing. Just like in Snake Eater, you can use stun grenades on him.
I love to reload during a battle. There's nothing like the feeling of slamming
Your starting ammo should be more than enough to get him.
a well in his chamber.
He only goes to 2 spots ever.
Better hurry up, the old man. Don't you want to settle this?
It's like going back in time to the 1960s, isn't it?
I love the smell of Gorda. You know, that sulfury smell. But to you, it'll be the smell of your own death.
So yeah, if you only stay in this spot, he'll always stay in the back there. Ooh. Notice Baker has a very small life bar. There we go.
You're pretty good. Just what I'd expect from the man with the same code as the boss.
Now this is actually, in context of the 1990s Metal Gear, this was referring to Liquid Snake. However, in context of modern day, he was probably talking about Big Boss. Because unlike Liquid, he has fought both Snakes at this point.
Die right. You were lucky. We'll meet again. Who are you? I like you. I have no.
You know, Snake asks him who he is. He's the big breakout star of this game.
That exoskeleton.
Or at least he would be.
Can you talk?
Who are you?
I'm not one of them. The DARPA chief told me he gave them his detonation code. What about yours?
Oh, I get it. Jim sent you. You're from
So, you know, game-wise, he's actually the first, cyborg ninja we see in the series.
What? Now
Well, Western-wise, you know, back in Metal Gear 2, you know, Black Ninja was the first one we saw.
mind probe.
he couldn't read you? How'd you do it?
However, release-wise in the West, yeah, this is the one we actually see for the first time. and this becomes a recurring element in the Solid games after this point.
Even the DARPA chief? Of course.
I don't think 5 had a Cyborg Ninja XP, but 2 and 4 did.
How did they get your code?
In 2, it's a major character. In 4, it was Raiden.
It looks like he had some fun with you, all right.
Oh, he's not human. I tell you, he loved every second of it.
And since we did Solid 3, Snake Eater, we know why he hated it. But then he saw Snake getting tortured. It's like, this is actually kind of cool.
So the DARPA chief, is he okay?
Dead.
What? Can't be. You know, that's not what you promised, Jim. Now you want to shut me up? Oh.
Calm down. What's wrong with you? I just
And if you have vibration enabled on your controller, it will be freaking out with that.
DARPA chief.
But DualShock was a huge thing, but when Solid 1 came out. So many games were shipping with it, and Capcom saw like, damn, let's just re-release Resident Evil with it. They were one of the biggest offenders of the re-releasing to take advantage of new technology or something.
Looking forward to the next good war.
Well, I'm not gonna let
But
these maniacs war today.
Solid 1 was released same time DualShock became more common, both in controller format as well as the game technology period.
Who does then? Not the terrorists.
No,
And there are a lot of moments in this game where DualShock fires off.
a soldier that was thrown in prison along with me.
A female soldier. It must be.
Dun dun dun.
Joined up as a new recruit. They threw her in prison because she refused to take part in the rebellion.
A new recruit. Could that be the colonel's niece?
I gave her the key. Looks like she managed to break out of here, though. I hope she's okay.
I'm sure she is. She's green, but as tough as they come. But how did you know she escaped?
I was in contact with her by codec. Until I was tied up here, that is.
Codec.
Yes, she stole it from the guard. If she still has it, you should be able to contact her.
I'm sure she still has it. What frequency was she at?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, it's... Oh, sorry. I forgot.
Damn!
Oh, that's right. It should be on the back of the CD case.
Whoa, they actually kept it in like that. They didn't change the subtitle. I like that.
There's some other way to prevent the missile launch.
I wonder why that's funny in a moment.
One of my employees.
Who's that?
The team leader of the Metal Gear Rex project. A genius at engineering, but a little bit of an oddball. If there's anyone who can figure out how to stop Metal Gear from launching, it's him.
What if he can't come up with anything?
You'll have to destroy it. Emmerich knows how to destroy Metal Gear.
Where is this Emmerich?
Well, he's probably being held somewhere in the nuclear warhead storage building. It's north from here. That's where he worked.
I understand, but why Metal Gear? The nuclear age ended with the turn of the millennium.
Oh, you're wrong. The threat of nuclear war isn't gone. In fact, it's greater than it's ever been. The amount of spent nuclear fuel and plutonium is...
The funny thing is, it kind of did. Like, sure, we still have threats of nuclear warfare and everything, but nuclear warfare in 2024 is nowhere near a realistic scenario as it was back in the 1990s.
Dispose of the stuff.
So they just closed the lid.
See, at least if you ask me, okay?
And they're not even doing
Just because, people are much more aware these days, and there's, along the way, sometime between, 98 and now, countries figured out it was much easier to not, go after nuclear weapons and all that. Do stuff like cyber attacking, low-grade terrorism, or straight-up invasion of countries. And, the nukes won't come out even if you're desperate just because everybody's scared shitless of that.
In other words, there's plenty of available nuclear material and science.
But in the 90s, it was much more of a threat because due to the end of the Soviet Union, a lot of nuclear warheads were unaccounted for, if I remember right.
Maintain a significant nuclear presence. Complete nuclear disarmament is an impossibility. To maintain our own policy of deterrence, we need a weapon of overwhelming power.
And, in context of 1998, yeah, it was a big deal, but Baker...
Metal Gear.
Well, no, Snake was right. nuclear warfare was not going to be the next big thing. It was during the Cold War because only two countries really had access to nukes freely. But nowadays, they found out there's much nastier ways to screw up a country. You mess with their elections, take down their infrastructure, mess with their cyber stuff. There's definitely way nastier ways, and we see that almost every year now. Like a big government institution being hacked or something like that. Yeah, there's nastier ways than than getting the nuclear briefcase.
Not even those bleeding heart liberals on the military oversight committee.
Bleeding heart liberals. Gee, I wonder which way he votes. Funny thing is, even if I wasn't going to make that joke, you could just take take one look at this guy, what he's saying, what his job is, and think, yeah, he's voting Republican or he's paying Republicans. Like even if he didn't say bleeding heart liberals, you could just look at all that. See, yep, he's a Republican donor.
The only remaining copy of the data.
What kind of data?
All the data collected from this exercise. Don't play dumb. I know you were sent to get this. I hid it from that sadistic maniac while he was torturing me. They don't know this disk exists. Make sure you report this to Jim. To your boss. I'll give you my card too. It'll open up all security level 2 doors.
Can you walk?
No. No, you go on without me. They got my password. They don't want anything else from me.
I have one more question. Who or what was that ninja thing? It looked like you knew something.
That ninja? That was Foxhound's dark little secret.
Dark little secret?
An experimental genome soldier.
It's later established that no, it wasn't Foxhound. And no, he wasn't an experimental genome soldier. He is a different project entirely.
He knows better than I.
However, he is related to Foxhound, as we'll soon find out why.
If it goes public, my company and I are finished.
What?
Now, the funny thing is, I remember correctly in the lore, Armsec wasn't finished. Armsec got involved with something else that saved her ass.
What did you do to me? Oh, no. Oh, no, it can't be. Those Pentagon bastards. So, they actually went and did it.
What are you talking about?
Welcome to the big MacGuffin of the next game, next two games. Well, I should say next two games storyline-wise. Yeah, it's not quite established yet, but if I remember correctly, we find out not too long from now exactly what happened.
Colonel, are you listening? Now he's dead too.
I have no idea.
Don't lie to me.
It looked like another heart attack, but...
Some kind of poison?
Well, there are lots of drugs that can cause a heart attack in large doses. For example, potassium chloride or...
Either that or dipshit kid in Japan is running around with a book again.
Damn.
Snake,
At this point, I believe it.
work together.
Can I trust her?
Death Note jokes in 2024. Only here.
Snake, there's a lot of electrical interference coming from there. It should be okay if you do burst transmission like us, but normal transmission is probably impossible. Try moving away from that area.
Snake,
See, this is something that gets brought up only in this specific conversation, burst transmission.
Sound?
Well, no, wait. Actually, no. I think it gets brought up later as we leave the tank hangar.
Is that right?
Snake.
But
I'm counting
burst transmission versus normal transmission is almost never brought up again. And there's our first rank up. And achievement for beating Ocelot. So you can come back here later when you have the level 4 or 6 cards. And this is my big appreciation over Metal Gear 1 and 2. The goddamn cards are one slot and they automatically upgrade. 2 was working on it. They made it where you can combine some of them into one. And that was a huge thing. That was a very good thing. But here, my God. And this is a serious standard from this point on. It's replicated in 2 and I think 4. Anyway, at this point, the guards are now here in the armory. what you're going to do is swing by the level 2 door. Now, remember what I said about the SIGs? They do it very close by, but they do it at the cost of life. For laser rooms, however, the thermal goggles are straight up superior. And be careful. Oh, we should save. It's been a while since we saved.
What's up, Snake?
Oh, wow, yeah. We haven't saved since Heliport. Generally speaking, once you get experienced enough in this game, you only need to save a few times. Mostly before the torture sequence. Yeah, kind of spoiler, by the way. Every solid game has a torture sequence. But you should only need to save at before the torture sequence or just after, and before Metal Gear. Those are pretty decent, chunks that you can reasonably replay without issue. But then again, it's been a while, so I don't remember the big save points there. It's like, if you're experienced enough, you don't have to worry. Okay. So notice it says what's on there. So we got to come back here when we get to level 3. That's the Nikita room. That again is a huge, huge quality of life over Metal Gear 1 and 2. It tells you what's in the Armory rooms. Now we're going to run over here. Be very careful. It's the only suppressor you get in the game. Unlike Solid, Snake Eater, it's infinite use, and it's only for the SOCOM. You just equip it, and it automatically attaches it. Okay, so we need to contact Meryl. Now, I meant to talk about why this is a funny thing. First off, they kept the CD case thing in because in the CD case for Metal Gear Solid 1, it had the code on the back from a screenshot of dialogue. However, if you were renting it or you got it secondhand without the case, you wouldn't notice. You would have to go through each and every single one, brute forcing it until you found it, which makes it hilarious. And it's, in the modern day, it's actually look on the Steam page or something, or look in the manual. Let's see. See, I remember it's 15. Oh, yeah, it's 15, but it may have been that the other way.
Who are you?
I was really impressed with the way you busted yourself out of there.
The one from the prison?
You're the Colonel's niece, Meryl, right?
No, it's not him.
Again, this is the thing about Liquid.
I'm the fool that your uncle sent all alone into the middle of this whole mess.
You came by yourself? You think you're some kind of one-man army?
Yes.
Need lectures. You're just like your uncle, you know.
How do you know my uncle?
We go way back.
What's your name?
My name's not important.
Aha. Could you be Snake? Are you Solid Snake?
That's what some people call me.
The legendary Solid Snake? You? Sorry about before.
She's a bit of a Foxhound fanboy. Well, fangirl.
But I knew you were.
How?
It's your eyes.
My eyes?
They're not soldiers' eyes.
And they're rookie's eyes, right?
No, they're beautiful, compassionate
Just what I'd expect from the legendary Solid Snake.
Now, see, this I can believe because he's actually seen her, but with Melee, how? At least in Guns of the Patriots, we can actually see the codec screen, via the Metal Gear Mark III. It actually shows them. But in Sons of Liberty and the radio and Snake Eater and here, it's never explained.
Why don't you ask him? But first I want some information. You were involved in this exercise from the beginning. What exactly happened here?
I'm sorry. I was captured along with President Baker right after the terrorist attack.
That's okay. But what is this place? I don't think it's just a nuclear weapons disposal facility.
Boy, oh boy, it's just like them. Nobody told you anything, did they? Okay. You see, this place isn't really for disposing nuclear weapons.
Yeah, she knows everything, apparently.
It's owned and operated by a dummy corporation of arms tech.
This is a civilian base?
Right, for the development of Metal Gear.
Colonel.
Foxhound and the Next Generation Special Forces were called here for the test launching of a dummy nuclear warhead.
Why Foxhound?
Because they're a special ops group used to handling top-secret missions. They figured they could help keep it all hush-hush.
But we must have fired nuclear warheads before. Why just this time?
I heard it was because this was to be a final test before the formal adoption of the Metal Gear program. Well, that's what I heard anyway.
Sounds kind of fishy. So what do you think the terrorists want?
Sorry. I'm not sure. I was captured with President Baker right after the revolt started.
Oh yeah, that's when he gave you the detonation code override keys, right?
That's right.
Amazing you were able to keep him hidden from the guards.
Well, women have more hiding places than men. Anyway, you met Baker, huh? How's he holding up?
He's dead.
What?
Heart attack. Same as the DARPA chief.
The chief died from a heart attack too?
Yeah. Was either of them sick or anything?
No, not that I heard of.
Well, I don't believe in coincidences. Something funny's going on.
Sounds like it, but I have no idea what.
Me neither. Yet.
Dun dun dun!
Design Metal Gear?
You mean Dr. Emmerich?
Yes. Is he still alive?
Probably. He should be in the research lab in the second-floor basement of the nuclear warhead storage building to the north.
Second floor basement?
Yeah, that's where his lab is. I think they're forcing him to work on the nuclear launching program.
So they'll need him alive until that's done anyway.
Then we better do something before he finishes.
You're right. In case we can't override the detonation code in time, I need to ask him how to destroy Metal Gear.
You plan to take that thing on by yourself, Snake?
It won't be the first time.
Ah.
What's the best way to get to the building where the doctor is being held?
There's a cargo door on the first floor of this building that leads to the north.
What's the security level of the door there?
5. But it's okay. I've got a level 5 card.
Well, I've gotta go save the doctor. You should go.
I'm going.
This just ties into what I said about 10 minutes ago with the Johnny Sasaki thing. She jacks his stuff, and she's got a level 5 card, but she still asks him to open it.
You pause for just
It's never explained where did she get the 5 card from.
Good luck doesn't last forever.
I don't know what happened. I just couldn't pull the trigger right away. I never had any problems in training, but when I thought about my bullets tearing through those soldiers' bodies, I hesitated.
Shooting at targets and shooting at living, breathing people are different.
Ever since I was a little girl, I always dreamed about being a soldier. Every day of my life, I've trained my mind.
And that music, I am pretty sure this is going to get the VOD muted on Twitch.
And now,
So what now? You want to quit?
I can't quit. I can't allow myself to quit now.
Listen, Meryl. Everybody feels sick the first time they kill someone. Unfortunately, killing is one of those things that gets easier the more you do it. In a war, all of mankind's worst emotions, worst traits come out. It's easy to forget what a sin is in the middle of a battlefield.
But this isn't a war. It's a terrorist action.
You're just a little jumpy from the combat high. The adrenaline in your bloodstream is starting to thin out. Just take it easy.
But I learned all about combat high at the academy.
We'll talk about it later. For now, just think about keeping yourself alive.
If I get out of here alive, I'll think about that other stuff.
Okay, let me try to say this another way. Stay the hell out of my way.
You're a real bastard. Just like my uncle said.
Huh. I told you, the real me is no match for the legend.
Never meet your heroes.
It looks like you were right. Okay, Snake. I'll be a good girl.
We'll link up after I grab the doctor. Then we'll take care of the detonation code override.
Gotcha. But listen, I know this area better than you. Call me if you have any questions.
Be careful, okay?
After I open up the cargo door, I'll contact you.
Basically, we go and hide now. We can go upstairs and let's see. Do we have how many shaft grenades? Okay, we just have the one. Yes, the cardboard box. So just like in Metal Gear 2, these serve a significant use. Notice it says to Heliport. When you get access to cardboard box C, or sorry, not C, but B, you can actually transfer yourself back and forth between the Heliport and the tank hangar. Oh, actually, no, it's a Warhead storage, if I remember right. I don't remember anything in there that we want to get right now. It's worth risking catching a guard. Whoa! Camera! Honestly, we may have to do a kill here just to check that out. So it's the first run, so it's not a big deal if you get a lot of kills. Yeah, the funny thing is, if you look around, you cannot see Meryl at all. If they ever did a remake of Metal Gear, Solid 1, I bet you there might be a way to see her. The funny thing is, she got her hands dirty already. Yeah, it's just straight easier to kill him right now. That's why you want to come up here. That's actually a very, very useful item for the next area, as well as later in the game. So yes, you do need to come and get that while it's here. It doesn't go away or anything. It's just you're here. You need to get that. Shit! Yeah, I would go the wrong way, wouldn't I? Ah, man, I should have popped a shaft grenade. I didn't think I'd need it. It was going so well, too. But yeah, Pathing screwed me on that one. Okay, so now this is where you wanted to have gone and gotten the thermal goggles first.
Be careful, Snake.
The goggles make this so much easier. And be very, very careful. You can't. In Sons of Liberty and later games, both storyline wise and release-wise, you can actually use the analog stick to slowly walk. You can't do that in Solid 1. You have to be very careful how fast you go through. Also, at some point during the story, I think it's after you get the level 4 card key, maybe 5, when you have to backtrack here, the lasers are turned off. So they become only a problem at this specific point in the game. And here comes our next big boss. No pun intended. There we go.
Snake, be careful. There are claymore mines around there. Use a mine detector.
Who are you?
Just call me Deep Throat.
Deep Throat? The informant from the Watergate scandal?
Never mind about that.
You know, the funny thing is, the origin of that one is,
Listen, there's a tank in front of your position.
Oh, God.
Who are you, anyway?
One of your fans.
You'd think Snake's, alarm bells would be going off because we just, our previous session was one of our fans talking and warning us about, stuff like the mines in the desert. And this is what I was talking about with Metal Gear 2 plot elements being reused. It's not a bad thing, because at this point, we didn't have access to Metal Gear 2 outside of emulation, or for the really rich bastards, imported copies via imported that in the imported MSX2s. Now, I'm going to switch to grenades because we cannot beat this next boss without them. But it's a good idea to go ahead and do that. And this is the first time Snake's taken on a tank since Metal Gear 1. And he beats the tank the same... Well, no, that tank got beaten by anti-tank mines. And I swear I'm not matching it. There's something off about the voices of Deep Throat, Raven, and some others so far that we've heard. There's just something wrong, just quite off about them, and I don't know what it is. Now, you can actually stall him out right here. He will not fire again. Well, he won't fire again until you move up close enough. Yeah, well, screw you too. And this incident is brought up again later in Guns of the Patriots. Maybe wondering, why is this here? Well, it actually does help. Remember correctly, works against the main gun. Oh! Well, I didn't predict which way he was going. So you got to aim it up there, and it's kind of hard. This son of a... Hey, get back here! I think it landed on top that time. There we go. And that time I saw it hit up there. Oh, that was our last one, I think. Ooh, that damage half healthed him.
See how you like this?
You know, get close enough, he cannot use his main gun. Ah! He can stun lock you. Oop. And he's got a very long firing cycle, so it's easy to get hit here. It's not a big deal. It's, you know, first run, it's going to be a bit of a pain. If you already know what the mines are, you don't need them. You need the mine detector out. And notice the big tracks. This is also a warning that something was about to happen. Wait, why do I have that equipped? There we go. But yeah, damage even on normal is kind of hard. Oof. If I'm correct, now that I remember, if I'm correctly, stun grenades work. But you have to be same thing as the grenades. You have to be good at getting them in there. Ooh, look at that. 1/2 health him. So this is actually one of the easiest bosses in the game, but same time, depending on difficulty, you can get really messed up by the machine gun. Yeah, see? Huh. See it just jump up there? And there it is. Oh, he's got an invincibility frame. Ah. There it is now. So yeah, you only need 3 grenades on normal. I think on higher difficulties you need to get more. And it's also harder because the damage is much worse. And there's card 3.
Well, boss, I hope you are happy. He got the card.
We'll play with him a little longer.
You would be wise not to underestimate him.
Now, there's a lot of things, questions asked here.
In battle, he is
Mostly, how did Raven survive that explosion?
much like you. I would expect no less.
See? I told you so. But I will kill him.
So, General Ivan, I hear he took your hand as well as your dignity.
I Watch your tongue, shaman.
In the language of the Sioux people.
So there's a reason why he called him General Ivan. I think General Ivan is a derogatory term for Russian military.
When I meet him next, I'll take special care of him.
But, you know, there's also the crazy Ivan, but I don't know if that's related or not. I'm going to check,
He and I will meet again.
there was supposed to be a very specific reason why Raven called him General Ivan.
Yes, the raven on my head. It thirsts for his blood.
Now that we have the level 3 card, we could go back and get the Nikita, which is something we do need to get. And achieve it for the tank. So, actually, we're going to save real quick, then go back and check.
What's up,
Because I'm not sure we can actually go back right now. It may not let us go back until the story calls for it.
Snake like Shakespeare?
Oh! Okay, so I guess we can go back. And the tank will be ruined for a while. It'll stay here until, I think, like midway through the story where it'll update it and remove it from the map. It's persistent body. Wait, is this actually level 3? Oh, it's level 2. Okay, so the level 5 gate is still active. Let's see. Again, be careful when you come through here. If you have trouble seeing us, get over here and move. Okay, be careful of the guard too. Which way is he going? So sometimes that elevator will be there right away. Sometimes it won't be. Hence, you can just double tap the panel and quickly load it. Remember correctly, elevators were tied to the game loading speed. The console loading. Oh, we can go back early for them. So this saves you a lot of backtracking, and I honestly suggest doing it. Also, note what the thermal goggles just revealed. There's more pits later on, but they will tell you if there's a pit in the area. And they're absolutely worth getting. So this saves us some serious backtracking. Also, fun thing about the goggles. They spot their stealth camouflage, which means you can use them to see the claymores without using a mine detector. See? You can't, but the mine detector tells you which direction they're facing. So, that's the trade-off. And I keep wanting to dodge roll. Oh, God. It's muscle memory from Solid 3. Snake Eater, man.
Be careful. You absolutely must not use weapons.
It says that, but we can't, well... So there's actually a way around it. Now you can't use it. You can use shaft grenades. You can't use anything else, but you can go out. Watch. If you go out, you can use weapons. Not like you can actually do anything with it, except maybe use a sniper. When you get the sniper rifle later, you can use it against that. But that's an interesting little exploit you can do. You can use the sniper rifle. We got to identify where the elevator is. It's up there. Be careful of the grates. Could do a rush up there around the cameras. Alright, so back up a bit. Yeah, start range. Hey, which way you going, bud? Okay, he's looking this way. Let's stay back here. Notice the gear they're using there. These are the NBC troops. Nuclear, biological, and chemical. Ah, shit! Kidding me! I should have just ran for it. Yeah, let's just take to continue. So I should have ran for it. I thought I'd be out of range of that. So if you get in a combat situation, it's pretty screwed. They can use your weapons, but you're defenseless. Wait, we skipped that convo? Huh. I thought we would have to go to that convo again. Okay, now mechanically speaking, they should not. Neither one should be able to see us right here. We should be outside of sight range. If not, then we should be getting mad. Okay, top guy can't see us. Bottom guy can, but he will not because his loop does not put him in our position. Now we're at bottom guy's range again. This is an instance where the double tap is very vital. So B1 is not where we need to go yet. B1 we'll go to soon, but we need to clear B2 first.
Dr. Emmerich is probably being held in his lab in the northeast part of that floor. They flooded the area with gas to prevent him from escaping. But there should be a gas mask on that.
I knew it was here somewhere. I just couldn't remember where. So this is something I forgot to do for the DARPA chief. You can do that for him in certain areas. Right, there we go. And flashbacks to Metal Gear 1. So this is why you do not want to miss the opportunity to get to Nikita early.
Snake, watch out. That place is filled with gas. Also, the floor is electrified.
We noticed.
First, destroy the high voltage switch. It's the switchboard on the northwest wall.
But how? I can't reach it.
Use a remote-controlled missile.
Colonel, I got a codec call.
Oh yeah, if you had to talk, you get this. Yeah, you get to see this dialogue if you talk to him before the tank battle.
Well, if somebody knows your frequency, they can call you. But the question is, how did he learn it?
It's never explained what Snake's frequency is in this game. I think his frequency in Sons of Liberty is the same. Is implied to be the same as this one. I don't remember what his frequency was there.
I'm sure he's near you, somewhere on the base.
For the time being.
Now, a decent strategy. You only need one missile to destroy the panel. What you can do is clear it away by popping some of the cameras. It's possible to get with one life bar, but most of the time you're going to be doing, refreshing. And it is possible to do it with one missile, but you got to be very good at dodging them. Future much less of a hassle to just pop them and then run. Also, unlike other instances of Electrified 4, if you get zapped here, you're dead. You can control the rocket boost by constantly changing your direction. And fun fact, if your oxygen goes to 0 while that's going, it does not. The meter pauses. Oh, and another very fun fact, in Guns of the Patriot, this entire area is revisited. We didn't pop this gun camera, so... Oh, crap. Didn't mean to double tap that. Where is that mask? Okay, we got to haul ass out because we didn't find the area with it. I don't remember which one it was. Yeah, so that was a screw up. I don't remember which door it was. It should have been one of the ones in that immediate area. Maybe the that gun camera. Yep, there it is. Hmm. Now here is one of the most iconic sequences in all of the Metal Gear. For PlayStation standards, this is pretty hardcore, and this is one of the bloodiest scenes in Metal Gear until I want to say this is one of the bloodiest scenes until either Snake Eater or Phantom Pain, because the series in itself is not a very gory one, but for the standards of the time, this was pretty hardcore, especially for Metal Gear. Yeah, check it out. Went on Rengar over there. Notice that the transmitter signal. That soldier is still alive. Also, notice what he did. So this brings up an interesting thing later that I don't remember them expanding on this. That you could pop, this and yeah.
Stealth camouflage? Who are you?
Where is my friend?
What are you talking about? Oh, what next?
Snake.
You're that ninja.
I've been waiting for you, Snake.
Who are you?
Neither enemy nor friend. I am back from a world where such words are meaningless.
Ooh, the edge.
I've removed all obstacles. Now you and I will battle to the death.
What do you want?
I've waited a long time for this day. Now I want to enjoy the moment.
I need an adult.
With these guys. It's like one of my Japanese animes.
I've come from another world to do battle with you.
What is it, revenge?
It is nothing so trivial as revenge. A fight to the death with you. Only in that can my soul find respite.
A recurrent theme in this series.
Or you will kill me. It makes no difference. Fine. He can watch from inside there.
I need that.
And also I forgot to comment. Otacon pissing himself.
Now,
I'll comment as soon as we can pause.
make me feel alive again.
Okay, now Otacon pissing himself. It's kind of like a recurring gag that somebody at some point will wet themselves in a Metal Gear Solid game. If I remember correctly, so we had Snake doing it in Snake Eater. I can't remember if anybody did in Phantom Pain or Ground Zero. I want to say there were instances where it was implied. Oh wait, no, yeah, I remember Huey pissed himself in Phantom Pain. Let's see, and I can't remember who did it in Guns of Patriots or Sons of Liberty. In Guns of Patriots, it's probably Johnny. You know, remember there was like a point where he ran to a barrel to take a shit during combat. So yeah, that counts. That counts. Anyway, now there's actually two intended ways to do this fight. One is the hand-to-hand combat. The other is the really funny way. But first, you need him to put away his sword. Look at him doing that Sephiroth, death walk. Hmm. Now here's the fun way. Normally he blocks that. Now he goes into a forced invincibility phase like that. You can't do anything to him. And if I remember correctly, if you don't have the thermal goggles, they spawn here. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's a look. Okay, like that after image, that's a change. That's not. I don't remember that being in the original PlayStation version. Maybe it's something they put in as a yeah. But I don't remember that after image being there at all. Or maybe because we're playing this on modern hardware, it's got stuff in there that wasn't detectable on a CRT in an original console. Yeah, that after image has to be something they added in the collection. Oh, yeah. So this is why you want to consider using shaft grenades, even if you're not going to follow it up with gunfire, because he's a fast little bastard. And for some reason, shaft grenades actually work on his stuff. Like, so weird, you know? Oh, wait, they kept this in. Okay. We're going to talk about that after the cutscenes here. Now, if you have the thermal goggles, this becomes much easier. Plus, the little in-game cutscene shows where he's at. Remember what I said about this thing working on, claymores? Yeah. Same technology. It always jumps to that first one, but you can see there's a distortion. If you look for that distortion, that's self-camo. He also has only specific spots he will jump to. And if you move too close, yeah, he'll pop it on you. And this there's very big, there's a deep relevance on why He says that. And he can teleport. I need an adult. God, I keep wanting to dodge roll. Snake Eater put some bad habits into me. He's doing that Sephiroth death walk again. If you're having trouble, just pop chaff grenades. You'd think being a super advanced exoskeleton, he wouldn't be affected by it, but logic went out the window a while ago. He teleports 3 times, then he does the punch. So yeah, be careful about that. Okay, it's actually a couple times. Well, it's kind of random. And stay the hell back. It's AoE, it's got a pretty decent sized one, and it's dangerous. And here you can freely use weapons, otherwise he turbo deflects. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's got a very large radius. It's more than it's showing.
I felt that, Snake. Do you remember me now?
Can't be. You were killed in Zanzibar. What? Not again.
He's roid raging.
What's happening?
Dude, roids. Not even once.
Is it over?
Gray Fox. Colonel, that ninja is Gray Fox.
Dun dun dun.
Ridiculous. You of all people should know he died in Zanzibar.
So remember what I was saying last game? Yeah.
But he didn't.
What?
It happened before I joined Foxhound's medical staff. They were using a soldier for their gene therapy experiments.
I never heard that.
It happened right after you retired.
And again, it wasn't really Foxhound.
Dr. Clark.
Yes, he started the gene therapy project.
And we are going to talk about Dr. Clark as soon as this combo finishes.
Explosion in his lab 2 years ago.
So what about this soldier?
Apparently, for their test subject, they decided to use the body of a soldier who was recovered after the fall of Zanzibar.
And that was Gray Fox.
But he was already dead.
Yes, but they revived him. They fitted him with a prototype exoskeleton and kept him drugged for 4 years while they experimented on him like a plaything. Today's genome soldiers were born from those experiments.
That's the sickest thing I ever heard.
They used him to test all sorts of gene therapy techniques.
Naomi, why didn't you tell us about this sooner?
Because it's confidential information.
Not anymore.
Naomi, what happened to Gray Fox after that?
The record says he died in the explosion.
I see. But even if that ninja is Gray Fox, the question is, why?
From what I could tell, he didn't know who he was.
Oh, he knew. He knew.
He's just a mindless robot?
I'm not sure, but he seems intent on fighting me to the death. We'll meet again.
So it's explained later on because he does reappear depending on certain things as well as near the end of the game.
I'd rather not. But maybe that's what he wants.
Now, okay, that's right. We got cutscenes here. So basically, Gray Fox is in the he's kind of got massive nerve damage. From what I remember, since he's in the suit, he has massive nerve damage, and he cannot actually feel pain except under certain circumstances. Hence, why he was acting like the way he was in this boss fight, because he felt actual pain for once.
You're the Metal Gear chief engineer, Hal Emmerich, right?
And it's not explained in this game or in it's not explained in this game or Sons of Liberty. But it's explained in the Metal Gear Solid database released with Guns of the Patriots, and I think optional dialogue in Guns of the Patriots. Dr. Clark was Naomi was actually wrong about Dr. Clark's gender. Clark was not a he; she was a she.
I want to ask you something. I need
And
information about Metal Gear.
it's revealed in the database that Dr. Clark was paramedic.
It's a mobile TMD.
After the events of Snake Eater and later Peace Walker, paramedic showed up in Pueblo, Lost, if I remember right. Yeah. After the events of that, when Big Boss finally went full on anti-hero and formed MSF, then later Diamond Dogs. She left the Fox unit and all that, became a civilian doctor. Later would start the experiments that created Gray Fox as well as the Cyborg Ninja in general.
Metal Gear's nuclear launch capability using a dummy nuclear warhead. The terrorists.
But it's not revealed in Snake Eater at all that she was even thinking about doing this sort of thing. And it's only revealed in the database that Dr. Clark was paramedic, and she did die as Gray Fox escaped.
By a separate department, and the president personally supervised the final assembly of the main unit.
President Baker?
Yeah. I was never told exactly what they armed Rex with. I only know it's equipped with a Vulcan cannon, a laser, and a railgun.
A railgun, you said?
Yeah. It uses magnets to fire bullets at extremely high velocities. The technology was originally developed for the SDI system and later scrapped. We were successful in miniaturizing it in a joint venture between Armstech and Rivermore National Labs. The railgun is on Rex's right arm.
Metal Gear's main function is to launch nuclear missiles. You sure you're not forgetting something?
It's true that Metal Gear has a missile module on his back that can carry up to 8 missiles, but are you saying it was originally meant to carry nuclear missiles?
Yeah, but that's not all, I think. If Metal Gear fired only standard nuclear missiles, then they should already have all the practical data they need.
No. Could it be? Metal Gear's co-developer, Rivermore National Labs, was working on a new type of nuclear weapon. They were using NOVA and NIF laser nuclear fusion testing equipment and supercomputers.
So they developed a new type of nuclear weapon in a VR testing lab, huh?
Yes, but you can't use virtual data on a battlefield. They would need actual launch data. These are some of the supercomputers. If you link these, you can test everything in a virtual environment. But it's all just theoretical.
So this exercise was designed to test the real thing.
What did our president do? If the terrorists launched that thing... Damn. Damn. I'm such a fool. It's all my fault. The truth is, My grandfather was part of the Manhattan Project. He suffered with the guilt for the rest of his life. And my father, he was born on August 6th, 1945.
The day of the Hiroshima bomb. God's got a sense of humor, all right.
3 generations of Emmerich men. We must have the curse of nuclear weapons written into our...
Now, this is all very interesting with things we learned in Peace Walker and Phantom Pain and, Sons of Liberty. Mostly how, Otacom's dad is a fucking asshole.
Pull yourself together. Where is Metal Gear?
We'll see parts of what makes him an asshole when we get to Sons of Liberty. Because Otacon does not talk much about his backstory here. So, but in context of just Metal Gear Solid, Huey's family seems... sorry, not Huey. Hal's family seems pretty tragic. However, Huey, who is his father, is a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit wrapped in layers of piece of shit. When you unwrap one of the layers, you find nothing but sheer asshole underneath. Ironic because, as you would see during the events of Peace Walker, he has much of the same parallels to Hal. However, Phantom Pain just says, no, you thought he was going to be the same as Hal. Nope. 180.
I created Rex. It's my right, my duty to destroy him.
If you get a chance, try to escape. When the coast is clear, I'll contact you by codec.
How am I supposed to escape from an island?
Okay.
And there's actually a good point about that. How is he supposed to?
You know this place well, don't you?
And the funny thing is, going by the end sequence, they weren't really on an island. We'll go into that later. The end sequence as well as Guns of the Patriots establishes that Shadow Moses is not 100% an island. There's actually a huge land bridge to it that is only accessible at certain points.
I want you to look after him. Where are you now?
Very close.
There she is! Over there!
But it's much easier to see it in Guns of the Patriots because one segment is revisiting Shadow Moses.
Did you hear something? Wasn't that some kind of music?
What did she look like?
She was wearing the same green uniform as the terrorists.
A disguise?
She had such a cute way of walking. She kind of wiggles her behind.
You were really looking.
Well, she's got a very cute behind.
Way of walking, huh?
If she's disguised as the enemy, you'll have to contact her when she's alone, huh? There's only one place where we can be sure she's by herself.
Where's that?
Don't be so dense. Here, use this security card.
Oh, we had a level 4. So you could do some backtracking back to, the tank hangar to open up some stuff there, as well as,
You're not in pain, are you?
as well as the area down in the Armory. But generally speaking, you shouldn't need to go back that far.
No, nothing. I'm glad you're okay.
You're strange.
I'm a little nervous. Everyone else I've saved suddenly dies.
You're bad luck.
Forget it, Doctor.
Call me.
Don't you just love 90s, designed for cutscenes and all that?
Japan was the first country to successfully make bipedal robots.
I don't remember if that's true or not.
Best in the field of robotics.
And Japanese cartoons played some part in that?
They did. I didn't get into science to make nuclear weapons, you know.
Now,
That's what all
to the uninitiated, this is all footage from police stunts. And now it looks like some kind of animated, that would be released in Japan only. But it was actually a game, and I think it was for, I want to say it was for Sega CD. But this is actually footage from Police Knots, a game that Kojima worked on. And Police Knots actually factored into some parts of the Metal Gear franchise. Like a character from it was named Meryl. It looked almost exactly the same as Metal Gear's, and eventually got ported over.
Sure, I know everything about this whole base. Ask me anything about Rex or about this place. Also, with this stealth camouflage, I can sneak in and out of the armory and mess hall. If you need ammo or rations, just tell me and I'll bring them to you.
Now, this is something interesting.
I'm on frequency 141.
I don't remember if we can actually have him do that. Like, I can't remember if you can actually have him, bring you ammo or rations. Now, as part of the story during the torture sequence, he can help you escape. An achievement for Ninja. But I don't remember we can actually do that. But anyway, I want to talk about this. Alright, so that is an old school PlayStation. The original one. It's not the PS1 model, but the original. Now, this is only in this, the HD ports as well for here, as well as the original PlayStation one. Apparently, the Twin Snakes GameCube remake changes the PlayStation model as well as the controller to a GameCube and a Yoshi. So it's a little Easter egg that I don't think people actually knew about because here, we're playing the original PlayStation version ported up. So it's actually kind of funny that they kept that. Alright, so we're going to get out of here. Now we have a level 4 card, so we can go wherever the hell we want. That is level 4 below. Also, that gun camera's still there. Okay, they did not respawn. Ah. Ah, stun grenades. That's something I wish they had bothered fixing. They were on the right track with making it one card that gets upgraded over time, but they never made it to where you did not need to equip it. Okay, we're gonna pop this so we don't have to keep popping shafts so much. Alright, so you can use missile launchers or C4. It's level 3. Can't see this one from here. Ah, there's a level 4. Ah, okay, that's why you want to backtrack. Yeah, I remember now. So the thermal goggles are pretty good, but the night vision is a better choice in certain areas. The main reason to use thermal goggles is to pop stealth, as well as look for mines. And certain heat targets depending on the fight. Night vision goggles are amazing in certain late game areas. So definitely make sure to get the night vision goggles. Okay, we're going to save here.
Snake, there's an old Chinese saying.
And talking to her, she'll give you backstory every now and then. And she takes his story pretty hard because, she, from my understanding, she's basically seeing how she could be, in that same position. Anyway, so we're gonna stop here. We'll pick it up here next time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.